You've ever sold a home, you know, it's a lot of effort. You have to make sure everything is ready for someone to see your place at literally the drop of a hat.
And that can be especially hard if you've got little ones running around or even some animals. So where can you concentrate your efforts and get more bang for your buck?
Our expert realtor, Alexa Kebalo, is here on our beautiful new couch to tell us all about the top 3 rooms to stage if you want to sell. Alexa, this is such a fascinating topic. I love it.
I love it too. And like, talk about the top room to stage, the newsroom. This place looks amazing.
Thank you.
It looks gorgeous.
For anybody out there who might not know what staging is, can you just give us a little brief synopsis?
Yeah, so staging is when we come into your home, whether myself as a licensed realtor, you don't need to have a license to do this, or let's say like a stager, someone that has a good eye for design. What we do is we come in and we give you suggestions on how you can maximize floor space, wall space, and really paint a picture so that way a potential buyer, when they come into the home, they could say, I could picture myself here.
Yeah.
To really let the home shine and show its best potential and its best light.
So what are the top 3 rooms that really we should be concentrating and put all of our efforts and potentially a little bit of an investment to make sure that the staging is just right?
Great question, because we want to make sure our time, money, and energy spent is well spent and you get the best ROI. So the first room that's most important is your living room. So that's the main room that people live in, they spend their time in, and it's statistically what 37% of buyers agents say is the best bang for your buck as far as when it comes to staging your home, so it shows best for the consumer.
All right, primary bedroom is the next one?
Correct. So number 2 is primary bedroom. So a lot of people, of course, the next room that they spend probably the most time in is the bedroom, right? So the bedroom is so important, the primary bedroom, to really showcase, so that way we're able to have a good picture of, okay, here's our living room, that's where we spend our time. Here's our primary bedroom where we're going to be spending the second most amount of time in our home. And it really helps to have the buyer be able to picture what everyday life can look like.
And what about the kitchen?
So kitchen comes in at number 3. So I'm not sure if that surprises you guys, this order.
It does, this order, because
it?
I would think kitchen would be number 1, but what do I know?
You know what? In today's day, so many people have very open concepts, the kitchen, living room.
Oh, that's true.
This and that.
It's kind of a combo.
Yeah, it's kind of like a combo. But I think a lot of people think of like the kitchen as a space for entertaining, their day-to-day, so that's why it comes in at number 3.
So
go ahead.
Oh, I was just on going off of the kitchen. What happens like if it's not renovated?
So that's okay.
Okay.
So what we would do is come in.
What if it looks
asking
like
for a friend? So that's such a good question. So what we would do, whenever someone's getting ready to sell their home, we would come in and give them tips, right? Maybe they don't need to do any type of major renovation, but maybe we can update the hardware. Maybe we could put on a new countertop. Maybe paint the existing cabinetry.
Yeah.
So what we can do is come in and share with you guys what is possible and give you a vision of what's possible, and also an idea of what the cost is versus the return on the investment.
Right.
Every house is filled with portraits of families and things. Do you leave them out or do you put them away?
So we always want to remove as much personalized items as possible. The reason being, number 1, for safety and privacy, but also number 2, we want whoever's coming into the home, Scott, Nicole, you come into the home, you want to be able to picture yourself, your loved ones, right? What happens is when there's so many personal items, people start saying, oh, I wonder who lives here. And
See, now, if
they're a
I
doctor,
were a
they're
real
this,
estate agent, I would get pictures of the people that were coming to see my house and put them throughout the house.
You know what? You're so smart. Let's take a picture of them at the door, Scott.
And
Let's
frame them.
And then put them on the Wi-Fi frame, so every room they're
There
like,
you go.
oh, we belong here.
Or you keep the, the little sample pictures that you buy at the store of like the perfect
Perfect
family,
couple.
and put it all throughout.
Yes.
You can have this too.
Your photo here.
That's great.
Question really quick. When it comes to staging, there's also the AI virtual staging too.
Absolutely,
So
I love that.
When does that come into play versus the physical staging we're talking about?
So it always depends on the seller situation. So if you were to tell me that you're vacating the home and you're moving down to the Carolinas and there's not going to be any furniture left behind, we can have a discussion on, listen, just remove everything and I can get my virtual stagers in there and make a gorgeous virtual layout of what the home could look like. However, if you're going to be living in the home, we don't need to virtual stage usually because you have different pieces. We can just reorganize your living room furniture. Maybe remove some pieces to declutter, right, to maximize the floor space and wall space. So just know that that's also feasible as well, the virtual staging.
Thanks,
Okay.
Alexa.
Wow, great information.
My pleasure.
How about pictures of dogs from Dog Star Rescue? Do you think we could put those out?
You know what? Some people are allergic to pets, so we want to be careful. Even though I love my little fur baby, Riley.
All right. There's Alexa's information, 860-808-4125. Alexa, thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right.